Hey, it's Ginger Ninja, and I will be addressing some of the questions that were asked of me after I made the first introduction video here on Fitotube, or Hi My Name Is, which I guess the group was called two different things. Now it's Fitotube. So just going to go through the list and answer the questions. So the first question's from Phoname, and I will put a link in the annotations somewhere in the video and then also in the description if you want to check that. She asked when I visited Portland and how my perception of Portland has changed after being here for a whole year at least. I've been here for about 4 or 5 years now, but the question was more, when did I come visit? And since I fell in love with it, probably guessing it might have been around summer. Well, actually it was winter time. It was raining a lot and it was really cloudy, but what I fell in love with Oregon and Portland in general is that it seems really clean compared to most other places that I've been. The people are nicer. There is a lot more scenery, and I mean just the hills, the trees, the mountain, everything that is around here just looks freaking awesome. And it's not an awesome place just in terms of that, but also it's really technical. I mean, there is a lot of technology. It surprised me actually, the summers here are freaking awesome. It was dry and warm, sometimes hot, and sunny all the time. Everybody was complaining about Portland, Oregon being this big rainy city that just always rains and is so dreary. Well, sure, in the off season it might rain a little bit more than the national average, but I would trade that for the summers that we get any day of the week. And the fact that it's not humid here is awesome. A question from Kimulin, basically asking if keeping the weight off after losing 40 pounds is something that I've struggled with. I haven't really struggled with the fact that I've gained back a lot more than I really wanted to bulk up when I hit 137, and I wasn't eating enough to do that because I was so terrified of getting fat again. But what I didn't realize was that it doesn't just happen overnight. So for me, I track my calories on MyFitnessPal. I really suggest that people do that if you want to keep an eye on data that is helpful. If you want to I was gonna say min-max, it's kind of a nerd term, but if you want to make sure you can, to the best of your ability, see what works for you and then tweak that to do what you need to do to hit your goals. I have a video on why I really think that helps, at least using MyFitnessPal, and I'll link that in the description as an annotation as well. But I will also just add in that the struggle for me, as I just said, was eating more. But once I started doing that, I realized that you actually, if you stress out about the eating and the problems, you'll probably not get back on the weight loss train if you fall off. So don't stress out when you do fall off. Keep an even keel mindset about it. Realize that it's a journey. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the process of losing weight and getting fit and liking the new you. Ignore the scale sometimes. Focus on body fat percentage. Focus on the inches in the right places. And I mean, the scale at that point is a good tool if you want to use it for seeing what foods do what and what weight you're at. But keep in mind that there's also water retention that keeps weight fluctuating. I mean, almost 5 pounds daily. So don't get too stressed out about it. Take it as a journey. Track what you eat somewhere. See what works for you, and then just tweak calories and macronutrients and see what works. Another question here from Something Clever, and the question is, you touched a cursed totem, and now you have to make a difficult decision. For the rest of your life, you have to be tired, hungry, thirsty, hot, cold, or hungover. Which do you choose and why? Well, personally, I would choose cold. Cold is something that I can escape. I can't really escape all the other ones. I mean, if hot is something I wanted to escape, I could be buck-ass naked, but what if I'm still hot? It sounds like a fucking terrifying and miserable experience. Hungover and all the rest of them, let's see, hungover and thirsty and hungry, you can roll those all into one, because when you're hungover, you're usually thirsty and hungry, unless your stomach's upset, in which case you're not really hungry, but greasy food usually fucking helps. So yeah, I would choose cold, and that is why. It just, every other one of those would be terrifying to have persistently. And tired, come on, being tired all the time is something that I got over once I got fit and actually dropped some weight. So yeah, I would choose cold. Only kind of side issue with cold would be, you know, I just have to have that excuse going on. If somebody saw me naked, be like, yeah, I'm just cold, gotta warm up a little bit, and I promise everything will be okay. But seriously, yeah, cold. Another question here from Missy Mo, and Missy Mo asks, if I were a crime fighter and could only carry one of the following 3 objects to aid me in a feat, what would I choose? A whip, think Wonder Woman, a pair of handcuffs, or a wooden cane. All of these are very suspicious items, but if I had to choose one of them, I would choose a whip. Let's see, whip. You could actually cuff somebody with the whip and restrain them, or you could use it as an offensive weapon. You confuse a lot of kinky people that are into BDSM as well, and that might aid you in some weird way. But also it can be used as something to catch stuff, to lasso. I mean, it's just so, it's versatile. If I was good with a whip in that aspect, I would get more use of it than, say, just a cane, which is mostly offensive, and then the handcuffs, which are just to restrain. So yeah, whip, versatility, and that, I mean, what else do you fucking want? Versatility is amazing. Probably gonna fuck up this name, but machismo ass, is there any story about my dog or a favorite moment with her? And my dog Leela, I picked her up from the Oregon Humane Society. I could not resist. An already spayed dog that's cute as hell, and a black lab, chilling the Humane Society. And when I took her in the little play center, she was just all fun and just exciting and excited, and it was, I had to pick her up. So that's the story of how I acquired Leela. But I think the funniest story is when I was living with one of my significant others, now ex. At the time, Leela was kind of new to the apartment, and she used to stare out the window, and she still loves doing that, but now I'm a little more cautious, because one time when she was sitting staring out the window, she actually saw a squirrel. Her ears perked up. I'm like, oh, look how cute Leela looks right now. And then the next thing I know, Leela leapt through the window, broke the screen out, chased the squirrel. But not only that, my significant other at the time jumped through the window herself, chased Leela, and got her back and brought her in. I guess that was just the instinctual reaction. Mine was to run out the door, which wasn't too far away, but man, that was a fucking really funny moment, and I think one of the funniest Leela has had. So I think that's it. I really enjoyed making this. If you guys have any more questions, ask away. I mean, seriously, ask me anything. There's no boundary here. As long as YouTube's cool with it, I'm cool with it. Ginger Ninja out.